Hi again, welcome to another video, and in today's video we're going to be having a look at an Atco B24E Cylinder Lawnmower. This is quite a high-end lawnmower. They actually still make them, but under the badge Allet. That's at the time of this video, and I think they're over £5,000. So yeah, it is a high-end lawnmower. This one, as you'll see in a moment, is a tidy looking lawnmower. It's got the Briggs & Stratton 6.5 intake engine on it, but I've tried pulling it over and it doesn't want to know. So I'm going to be taking the carb off initially, cleaning that out, and hopefully that's all that's wrong with the engine, so then we can get it up and running. And that's all I want to do in this video, just get the mower up and running, and then I'll look to see what I'm going to do with the lawnmower beyond that. It could be one I decide to do quite a lot on to get it really nice, because they have got quite good value for these lawnmowers, but we'll see. Initially I need to know that the engine is good and it runs nice and things work, so that's what I'm going to do in this video. So we'll get on with that now. So here's another mower I've got. It's an Atco, quite a nice one, this one, Atco Royale 24E IC, electric start, and yeah, this is a nice mower. So what have I got to do to it? I don't actually know. It's as I got it, but I have done one thing to it, and I took the air filter cover off and took the air filter out and sprayed a bit of carb spray down, and it fired. So we have before that I pulled it over a few times and it didn't do nothing. So we have got a fuel issue which would indicate the carb needs cleaning. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to take the carb off and clean it out, give it a good clean. I'm going to probably put this through the ultrasonic cleaner, this one. We'll have a better look at it, because the shed's full at the moment, when it's outside, because I'll try it as soon, well, if the carb's a success, we'll take it outside and try it. Hopefully that's about all that's wrong with it. So I'll just put you on the tripod and you can see how I get the carb off. I never took a carb off one of these engines before. It's Briggs & Stratton, you can just see through there. Intake, I believe, 6.5, there it is, 6.5 horsepower. And yeah, this is a nice machine. It's supposed to have the toe piece on it with the seat and the roller on. I'm going to probably try and get one of them, just so it's like a complete thing. You can use it without that, but it's nicer if it's got it. So we'll just have a look into that afterwards. Firstly, I'm just going to take that off, take the air filter cover off, and then underneath we've got that air filter, which is pretty clean, pretty good. So they're out the way. I need to get this cover off, but it could just be all connected to the bolts. Yeah, there's two. They look 9mm to me under there. I'll just lower you so you can see that. So I'll just undo that, and then there's another one of them as well. Yeah, when I use the ultrasonic cleaner, I like to do 2 or 3 at the same time. Makes it worth getting it all out then, so don't leave it set up all the time. Is that one undone? I might have done. Yep, it's undone. Not sure how that comes off. Oh, there's one at the top there as well, just in the top. So we'll undo that. You can't see that, but it is just, you can see where I'm working at there. So that's off now. You can see the carb there in front of us. It'd be pretty easy to get off, I think, this one. Just fuel pipe and 2 10mm look like to me. So I'll just get the other socket and then we'll do that and get that off. It's just these two. The choke is there, that big plastic bit. Easy carb to take off. There'll just be a little rod and the fuel pipe. It has got some fuel and it looks a little bit manky as well. Doesn't smell or look too great. So we just undo that. Nearly there. Are we off? Oh, we're close. There we go. So that's all off. There's a block behind it. That's just going to fall out. Yeah, there's a carb blocks behind it. Put that to the side. And I'll just take the fuel pipe off camera there. That one there, I'll take that off. And the rod, I will just show you that. You can see the rod there and the spring. I'll just get my pliers for that. That one's out, and then just got to unhook the bigger one. There, that's out as well. So that's done, and yeah, like I said, it's just a fuel line now. And then we'll have a carb off, so I'll show you that when it's on the bench. So the carb's on the bench now. I'm just going to take it apart so I can get it ready for that ultrasonic cleaner. That bolt was quite tight. Get that undone. It will leak a bit of fuel out. Yep. Yeah, it smells horrible. It's just really stale. I'm hoping I'm going to find a lot of gunk in the bottom of here. Should put a bit of rag down really. That doesn't look great. Very, very yellow, green yellow, and a bit of gunk in there. Not terrible, but I should imagine it's bunged up somewhere in there. Yeah, it doesn't look brilliant in there. It does smell awful. One of the worst carbs I've smelled lately. That ring isn't great, so I'll pull that off now without trying to break it. Might have a spare one of them if I can find it. Get that out, and the needle valve, which seems to be a bit stuck at the minute. It is stuck. It was a bit late for gloves, but anyway, yeah, I'm not sure quite how to get that needle valve out of there. It ain't coming out with the float. As well and truly stuck in there. If I can get the float out of the way though, there's a couple of little spring bits on it. One of these has just been left a long time, I reckon. If I can just ping that off. Got the float out. Now I've got to try and get that out. Generally they're not stuck, but this one does seem to be. So if I can get some pin nose pliers on that, or needle nose plier, whatever you want to call them. So I hope you saw that. Yeah, so that was well and truly stuck. But everything looks all good. So it's just a few little bits to take off it now. Well, not a lot actually, I don't think. Yeah, there's that little screw there, but that doesn't do anything. It's just a adjuster for that, so that can stay in. There's very, very little to this carb. So I'll probably, oh well, I will take the gasket off as well, because it's going to be going through the ultrasonic cleaner. Half tempted just to give it a little blast off first with carb spray. Just in there before it goes in the ultrasonic cleaner. Probably will do that and leave it tonight and then do it tomorrow with another carb I've got. So yeah, I'll be back with you when it's been all cleaned, and then we'll get it back on and see if this mower starts, which I'm pretty sure it will, because I think the main problem, well, obviously the main problem would have been that needle valve sticking. So yeah, I'll be back with you when it's clean. So it's about a day on now. I've had this carburetor through the ultrasonic cleaner, give it a thorough clean, as good as I can do it, so hopefully all is good. So I'm going to get it back together now. First thing I'm going to do is the float and the needle valve. I have put a little bit of WD-40 in there because it was stuck, so hopefully it will move freely now. So I'm just going to hook that there. Just hooked around like that, in there like that. Then drop that in where it can, in there where it should go. Then I've got the pin. Get that pin through. All good. I'm just gonna, yeah, see it's moving all freely now. I'd never seen one stuck as much as that had stuck in there, but yeah, all good now. So now all it is putting the bowl on, which is where I might have a little bit of an issue, because that rubber ring had stretched. It wasn't nothing to do with carb spray on it. I kept it out of the way of the carb spray. I took it off, and it was off when I put it through the ultrasonic cleaner and everything. So what I've done is tucked it in around there, and I'm hoping I can just carefully, let's do it that way around. Yeah, you can just double check there. You see that it's moving lovely and free now. Hopefully I can get that on there like so, which it has, and tighten that up and it won't leak. If it leaks, I'll have to purchase a new ring for that. Yeah, so now that's on like that, I can get the, well actually this is the bottom bolt, but it has the jet in it, if you can see, and I've blown all that through and it's all clear. Carb spray is going through where it should be. So yeah, that's all. I think that could have been a bit bunged up as well. So now all we've got to do is just tighten that bottom one up and find what spanner it is. I think it was if I remember rightly, it was only yesterday. 13mm. Yep, nice and tight. So that's that carb done. So I can get it back on the mower now, and then hopefully all is good. So now all the carb is clean, that's ready to put back on. But I have took the fuel tank off. I've put 2 bolts back in the other side. I took it off to clean it out. It's all clean now. But I'll just show you me putting the bolts back in this side. There is this little piece here, which I had to undo, but it doesn't really slip past there very easy. So I just left it in because I could get round the back and do it like that. So it's pointless taking it off and risk breaking it. I don't know whether you just have to, you might have to take the lever off the other end, but anyway, doesn't matter, because like I said, I could get in behind like this. This one is a little bit trickier, but I should be fine. Yeah, it's going to be easy enough. And then I think there's 2 8mm that hold this bit on, and 1 there, and that holds a cable in place. Oh no, it's actually there, holds a cable in place. So I'll just get these done up. I think I'll do them with the impact, actually. It'll be easier to get in there. Just got a couple of extensions, well, the one that comes off of it, and then an extension on there. I could probably go through that hole there to do that one. Yep. That one done. Like I said, this one is a little bit harder. They're tight. I'll just double check them, but it's a bit pointless really, because they will be tight. Yeah, nice and tight. Some I have noticed with impacts, they sometimes kick back a little bit, but that tends to be more with the more powerful one. They kick back and it sort of loosens it a bit. I did have that happen with my 1/2" D-Walt impact, the big one. But anyway, let's get on with this and put that back in. I have to turn the fuel tap that way, I believe, if I remember rightly, for that to slip back in place. Yep, you can see there. It's all slipped back in place. I need them little 8mm bolts now. There's just one along the side here. So I'll just reach around here and get that one in. Yep, that one's in. That one there I'm probably just going to have to do, because I've got a bar in the way. If it'll start. Actually no, I can get through there. I didn't think I could. That one done, and now we're going to need to put the cable back in. And actually there is a cover on there as well, a little rubber cover. I took it off, I think it's rubber, whatever. It's a little cover, and I took that off because I thought this was going to pull away from it, but I didn't need to do that in the end. So get that in place. I could see the mark on the actual cable for that, so I know it is about right. I don't think that'll go in, will it? Oh, it does. So let's just go Yeah, it's right forward, so that is working okay. I'm just going to put that little piece on what I mentioned. Is that just pushes over. Yeah, like that. Get that on there. So that's all good now. So I'll move around the other side and get the carburetor back on. I did have to make a gasket for it, but I'll show you that as we put this back on. So I know the tank's clean now and the carburetor's clean, so in theory it should start up, but you never know. Carb could have an issue, but hopefully it's all okay. So I've put that plastic block back on there. That come off when I took it all apart. Now I need to, well, I have got a new gasket I made there, but what I'm going to do is get these little rods in first. I'll just get my little pliers to do that. Just make it a little bit easier. Big one in first. Yeah, that's in. Then we get a springy one in, which is the far side, which makes it a little bit awkward. But we'll get it done. Eventually. Actually, it might have been better actually doing that first, but let's just pull it out like that. Do it manually without the grips. That is it. So now I need to find the long bolts, which are here. We can put the fuel line on at the end, I think. So we have the gasket there, which sort of does locate inside like so, so that should be good. The other one did tear when I took it off, so just a bit of gasket paper, sorted that, made a new one. I've just got to get the 10mm. I'm just going to start that one slightly, but I'm not going to go all the way up because I want to get the other one in line as well. We'll just check them with the little ratchet. It's all good. Always double checking, I didn't really need to, but better safe than sorry. So now we've got the pliers up here. I'm just going to connect that fuel line now. Back on there. Just check that's as far as it can go on there. And that's it. So that's all good. We've got the air filter housing now. There we go. That is a bit that goes on the front there, and we have got that pipe to connect, and we have got the choke lever to go through. So let's get that through. Where does that push on to? It'll be somewhere around there. Unless it was on the top part. No, it won't be on there. Oh, I think it just pushes it in that hole there. So probably best to do that first, but there is a gasket on the back as well, which has to be okay. Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually make sure that's sort of in place first. Push that up in there. You probably can't see this great. I do apologise. I might have to take that pipe out again. I'll get that started there. I've got the other one here. Yeah, that's going to have to come out because it's in the way of the bolt. It's easy to put that in. They've started, so I'll go up the impact with that. Hope that gasket is in right. I'm sure it is. Apologise there, you haven't seen a lot, but I'll show you after there. It's straightforward. Yeah, you couldn't see me put them in. There they are, because they're quite low down. And then that pipe just goes into that hole just up there, so that just pushes in like so. That's pretty straightforward little carb to take on and off, and that should be all good now. I'm just got to put the air filter back in and put the top back on, and then we'll be done this. So I'll see if I can do it one-handed. The air filter's alright actually. I'll blow everything out as well. There. We've got the lever there all working. I can't try it tonight because it's quite late now. Just want to get this done. So there we are. We'll be able to test that tomorrow and try to see if it starts. Can't see any reason it won't really. The carb didn't look particularly that bad. It did just have the stale fuel in it. So hopefully it all starts up okay. I have actually as well took the battery off. So I've uncovered all the clutch and everything because the battery goes in there. And I'll try to charge it up. I don't hold much hope for that. I think I'll probably have to buy one. And then it should be electric start as well then. So we'll just see how it goes with that. But yeah, tomorrow will be start. So now the carb is back on this Atco mower. I'm just going to give it a start up. I have already started it up and it does run okay. But it seems to want to run not totally off choke. I can have it totally off choke and it does actually run okay. But as soon as I put it under load, it doesn't like being totally off choke, so I have to click it on to clicks and then it's okay. So yeah, I'll have to look at that at a later date. I'm not worried about sorting this one out totally at the moment, and I do think there's something slipping in the side. I don't know whether there's belts or chains on these. I haven't looked into it, but I will. But for this video it's just basically start up, so I'll show you it starting up and it runs quite nice. But I might have to visit the carb again and see if I can yeah, just sort out that so it'll run off choke under load, totally off choke. But anyway, we'll start it up and then you can hear it running. So as you've just seen, it does run alright, it drives okay, the blades go around okay. I just tried it a little while ago and it did sort of slip going uphill a bit, so I am going to have a look at that like I mentioned before. And when it does warm up, it does tend to be able to be clicked right off choke, so I'm not quite sure if there's anything really wrong with that or not, but I'll have a look at that when I get this back in the shed. just in a cold start, but that was before I had another look at it, and now I've cleaned the carb out and I think that it's okay now. It doesn't seem to be sort of cutting and out and hunting when it's under load, well, nowhere near as much anyway. So we'll just give it a pull and I'll show you. So I think that's a lot better. You hear it's like when you engage, you see the revs just sort of do go down a little bit, but then it just picks right up and seems to be okay. So I'm quite happy with that. So I think I can consider the engine part of that done now. I'm just going to check it over, give it a cleaner, and then go from there. So you may well see this one again. We'll see. We'll see what I decide to do with it in the future. But yeah, I'll probably clean this one up, probably get the blades done, and make it really nice and try to sell it in May time. When I think it'll be the best time to sell it. So I'll leave the video here, so thanks for watching and I'll be along with another video again soon. So bye for now.